Imagine you are building an application. One user is an administrator, another is a developer. How do you decide who can perform which action? Instead of writing hundreds of if else statements inside your application, you can move authorization into a policy engine. That's exactly what Open Policy Agent or OPA does. In this video, we'll build our first OPA policy from scratch. Open Policy Agent is an open source policy engine. Instead of embedding authorization logic inside your application asks OPA for a decision. OPA evaluates policy written in a language called Rego and returns either true or false. This makes policies reusable, easier to maintain, and independent from your application code. Here is the project we'll use. The Rego policy defines the authorization rules. The input JSON represents the user making the request. The Python script sends request to the OPA server. This is a PowerShell example. Let's understand this policy line by line. First, we define the package name. Think of a package as a namespace. Next comes one of the most important lines. Default allow equals false. This means that unless a rule explicitly allow access, everything is denied. This follows the security principle called deny by default. Allow if input.role equals admin. Here we are saying if the user role is admin, allow access. Notice that we don't check the action. The administrator can perform every action. Allow if input role equals developer, input action equals read. This section rule is more restrictive. Developers can only perform read operation. If they try delete, write or update, access will be denied. OPA evaluates policies using input data. In this example, the request comes from a developer trying to perform a read operation. Since our policy allows developer to read, OPA should return true. Start the OPA server by running this command. OPA now exposes a REST API on port 8181. Application can send request to this endpoint and receive authorization decisions. Now let's test our policy using Python. Here we are creating an input where the user is an administrator trying to delete something. The script sends this request to the OPA REST API. OPA evaluates the policy and returns a decision. Since administrators are always allowed, the result is true. Let's test a few scenarios. An administrator can delete resources, a developer can read, a developer cannot delete. Any unknown role is denied because of our default rule. If you are using Windows, you can also test the policy using PowerShell. The request is exactly the same. The only difference is the client sending it. Today, you have learned the basics of Open Policy Agent. We wrote our first Rego policy. We configured a default deny policy. We tested authorization by using Python and PowerShell. In future videos, we'll explore more advanced features like RBAC, ABAC, JWT validation, Kubernetes admission control, and policy testing. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more tutorials on AI, cloud, DevOps, Kubernetes, and security. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Hey everyone! If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world to me!